I would be absolutely berated on the internet if I didn't take the time while I had you to talk a little bit about digital currencies. You spend all day dealing with large banks, bank customers, kind of financial technology. What have you seen from a viability standpoint, whether it's a US digital dollar, a digital euro type thing, so kind of a central bank backed digital currency? Um, there's the private currencies like the Libras that have been kind of thrown out there as ideas, or even into the cryptocurrencies like the Bitcoins and things like that. Is there conversation about that in kind of the world that you operate in? Is it people are aware of it and they don't really care and don't talk about it? Just give us an idea of kind of like what you've seen so far on the ground.
Yeah, in my simple world, businesses aren't asking. I'm a really simple person. At Hyperwallet, we were all about enabling different sorts of, payee directed. If you wanted to, company is sending you $300. If you want to have that direct deposit in your bank, cool. You can do that under your control. If you want to pick up cash at Western Union, cool. You can do that under your control. So when digital currencies and Bitcoin, and Ethereum first came out, I mean, I was, and still am, like a fangirl just because of the technology, the prospect of it. So I really thought that Hyperwallet ourselves should become an endpoint. But this is, going back to our beginning, this is after 2012 when we're quote unquote a real company that was making real money. So not just a bunch of engineers building the next cool thing. So I actually went to my head of development. I said, I think that we should become an endpoint, at least on Ripple, because it's in the cool kids club, it's banked last stripe. And we went out and serviced our customers. And they were like, okay, we have no interest in it. So fast forward to now where I am at FiSpan, I'm trying to build applications that, move the peanut forward a little bit for end customers. And to be honest, I'm not excited about digital currency for, B2B payments. I've never thought that the rails were the problem. It's always been the endpoints in those consumptive applications. So I fundamentally don't think the world needs another payment rail. Taking aside the political view of unstable currencies and bad governance and everything else. Where I'm most excited about distributed ledger technology is around things like taking massive costs out of regulatory burdens. Doing things like encrypting your KYC file on a customer as a bank, putting that on some like Ethereum like block, whatever chain you want, and then having only permissioned and who's opening that little secret package and why. To me, this can take enormous cost and operational burden out of things like sending a wire from the United States to Thailand, where a bank today has to have a direct correspondent relationship. It's slow, it's horrible. Imagine if you could just put this delivery request onto an Ethereum block, onto some blockchain. Any delivery point in Thailand can pick it up and say, yes, I'm going to deliver this money to this endpoint. If and only if I get a regulatory hit, meaning like the Thai regulator says, whoa, that's on my KYB watch list, then I'll pick up this package, unencrypt it. You'll know about it. The customer will know about it. And the purpose of us accessing this data will be known. So long-winded explanation, but that's what I'm most excited about in financial services for blockchains and distributed ledgers.
How far away are we from that?
There's a number of initiatives actually started. And again, it all gets mired down into the business model. I know for a fact that, JP Morgan Chase has started something exactly like that. Swift has their own initiative around something exactly like that. And what's interesting is banks are getting, and of course I immediately was like, I want to participate, right? Just because it's not directly related to what I do, but it is like sexy and interesting. So some aspects of like the kernel of being like a nerdy engineer, never truly leave you. But so the answer is we're close to having services like that. Actually, we're not just close. Services like that are in beta now, What now has to happen is the various people have to, think about their position in the market and how do they want to play on somebody else's sandbox. Because even though these things are open and owned by nobody, they're still perceived to have, my competitor is behind that one. Do I want to play? But it is exciting and it is coming.